Hello, welcome to the Gabbing While Gaming Podcast brought to you by Dingstercheapgaming.com. Today we have special guest Jesters1gamble, and we're going to be talking about PlayStation services, some unique gaming gadgets, which may be a little overpriced, some Twitch policies, and a gaming bed. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hey there.
There you are.
Game. Awesome. Crap. There you go. It's the arrow keys. How have you been? How have you been doing?
I've been good. I learned something absolutely new that I never thought or never expected to learn this morning. And that is I hate crypto.
Why do you hate crypto?
So I've never used crypto. I've never really had a reason to use crypto.
Okay.
And it's not that I personally have anything against it, but I do a lot of Twitter giveaways and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
to grow my Twitter, somebody had recommended a service. It's a giveaway service that has like 300,000 followers. So, I mean, it just pumps your Twitter up like massively.
Lord. Okay.
Now, to do it, I mean, the cost is basically like if you want to do a $25 giveaway, it's going to cost you 25 to give away plus another 25, and they accept their payments in crypto.
Okay.
I never have dealt with crypto, so I got on Coinbase. I bought my crypto, except I haven't been able to pay for the service yet because it's waiting for the bank transactions.
Okay.
So it was a little annoying because first it wouldn't accept their address for where their address where I was trying to send it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the proper name because I am not crypto versed. And then
It would be the wallet address.
yeah, and then it's like you can only send $4 right now until your bank transactions go through. I'm like, I paid with PayPal, man.
It's how it has to. Unfortunately, how it has to go. I've never like for me. I do have a Coinbase account and I do have a Crypto.com account. I do own crypto. I I don't mine it. Like I'm not really for the whole mining aspect of crypto. Like if you have an ASICs miner, which is more, from what I understand, more beneficial. Like you get more for your return. Like yes, it costs a lot of money to get one of those things, but you can get more like Bitcoin or Ethereum for it as opposed to GPU mining, which hopefully here soon Ethereum goes from proof of work to, I want to say, proof of stake. I think that's where they're going to basically eliminate GPU mining for Ethereum. So which is a good thing for all gamers because that floods the market with graphics cards and lowers prices. And for me personally, I use graphics cards, always great.
I mean, all my graphics cards are used, and I mean, one nice thing about the graphics cards, even without the miners, they are dropping in price. Like they are just plunging right now.
They are plunging, but like for me, like one thing that's annoys and kind of bothers me is the fact that like I signed up for the EVGA graphics card um, list to get a 3070 Ti, but I could not get it because they're out of stock. Like the mailing list, like okay, wait, send you an email when one's available that you can only like buy. No one else can get it. This email is for you.
Right.
And I ended up signing up for that like back when January of 20 2021 or 2020, something like that. I've been waiting a while.
You've been waiting over a year.
Yeah, and it's gotten to the point to where for it was I signed up before the GPU prices for America got like the TIFs or whatever it was. got jacked up because of like China and Trump and whatnot. Like, so when I signed up to get the 3070 Ti from EVGA, I think retail price for me was like the price that I locked in at was like 340 euro. And a lot of people now are like, oh, if you're still waiting on a graphics card, you're an idiot, you're retarded. I looked up the price of the 3070 Ti right now, like the Founders Edition, the one that I want, not the Founders Edition, but for the win, excuse me. And they want close to 500 euro. I'm like, I don't care if you call me an idiot. I signed up to get this graphics card at this price. I am not paying an additional like 200 euro just to get this graphics card. No, I locked in for a $340 graphics card. I want to pay that price. I'm not paying the additional 200.
So I'm just doing a little conversion from European
USD.
money to USD. And I will tell you, graphics cards are cheaper in Europe.
Kind of.
I mean,
Well,
a
let's see. The
3070 Ti
euro.
right now is going to run about $800 here.
Yeah, that's right now. I think just a regular 3070 without the Ti, you're looking at, I want to say about, you can get it for around 460 euro.
Yeah,
I
that's
think I have to like look it up. But well, that's just like EVGA. I don't mess with MSI or Gigabyte or Asus or any of that just because I ended up buying a used MSI RTX 2070 last year for 400 euro. And the guy didn't tell me it was like there was a problem, like it was artifacting. And what happened, like it was still under the warranty from the like the manufacturer warranty, but MSI would not cover the graphics card. They said no, you gotta like for here in Europe, like in America, you can send it back to like MSI, they take care of it. But here in Europe, like Germany, you have to send it back to where you bought it from. But at the time, like all stores in Germany, like you could not go into anywhere. Like Germany was under lockdown hard. So even if I had the original receipt from the person that I bought it from, I could not go to the store. Like we have Media Mark, Media Max. It's basically like Best Buy, like the German version. And I would not be able to go into the store because they were closed. They were closed for almost a year. So at the time, I'm sending MSI like a message at customer service explaining that I cannot go to the store because the stores are closed. We're under lockdown. Like you cannot go. They're they're like, there's nothing we can do, even though it's under manufacturer warranty. So I'm like, this is fucking pardon the language. This is shit. So I was really upset about that. So I ended up turning around and like reselling it out as like defect, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sell it for like 350. Maybe somebody can get it working. I don't know if anybody did. And somebody, the person that bought it's like, oh, you never listed it as defect. I'm like, I did. You need to read the ad. I even sent the ad back to him that I had it posted up as defect. I'm like, if you did not read the ad, that is on you. Like if you just read like, oh, 2070 graphics card for 350 euro, and that was it. That's on you.
and people do that too. They'll just read the title.
Ah, damn.
You know, they don't read the description
Found out
or
about this
anything
game.
else. I want to say
It's
really
false.
quick, thank you for that follow, Prince Jackson. Appreciate you.
But yeah, MSI I don't go with. I go with EVGA because they do have what I like is a transferable warranty. So if I buy a used EVGA graphics card or product, I can actually apply for a warranty, like a transferable warranty. So I ended up getting my 1070 Superclock for like 228 euro off of eBay. It was already refurbished from the factory. I have the receipt from them, and they ended up giving me a 3-year warranty with it. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
heck
awesome.
yes.
Yeah, I
So
haven't bought
EVGA is my go-to graphics card brand.
I haven't
I
bought a
might pay
new.
more, but
That's not a big deal if
in my
it
opinion, I
lasts
give a
longer.
better peace of mind for customer service.
Yeah, I haven't bought a new graphics card.
I think I lost you. Are you still there?
I'm still here. You can't hear me?
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Folks, we have a connection issue here. Can you hear me now?
Think, are you there, man?
Still here, still here. Let me, I think I know what happened. Hold on, I'm going to get this fixed real quick. I think I know what happened. Okay. You did lose me.
Excuse me.
Okay, to select the right, get rid of the camera.
Yep, I still can't hear you. So something happened.
There we go, and there's not a problem with the camera.
All right, hold on here. I'm gonna have to die real quick. All right, so let's take a look at something here. Okay, Dink, I have lost you completely. I do not hear you at all.
So he doesn't hear me. I actually know what happened. Uh, and actually, I
Nah,
probably just did it again.
that is weird. What just happened?
Hold on. So I know what
Hmm.
happened. We are going through a thing called OBS Ninja, and it turns out if you close Chrome,
Yeah.
it will make you lose the person. That is what I've just learned. So, disable video, copy that link.
Excuse me.
Oh, and dope. And we'll send that to him on Twitter, and he hopefully gets that. I heard a beep. I don't know what the beep was, but I heard a
Yes.
beep. I'm thinking that beeps me. That's me messaging him on Twitter.
All right, now I can hear you.
So
That was odd.
I know, no, it wasn't. I know what happened. It turns out if you close Google Chrome,
You close everything.
Video Ninja will no longer utilize your link.
Ah, okay.
And I was actually kind of talking a little bit through it. I mean, once we get to post it, I can pull that out of the podcast, even though I may actually just shorten it because it's kind of entertaining because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I'm like, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. I closed. Did I do it again?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. I thought I closed Chrome again, and I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I closed Google Chrome because I was looking something up and then just closed it out. And then all of a sudden, you couldn't hear me. And I was like, you can't hear me? What? Turns out when you use this method, do not close Google Chrome.
No kidding.
I have not bought, what I was saying before that, I haven't bought a new graphics card in probably 12 years.
Well, you've gone longer than me. Like the only brand new graphics card I ever bought was an MSI 1050 Ti back when I think they were a few years old at that point, maybe a year or so.
Yeah, I
Like it
have.
was right in 2019 or something like that is when I bought my first like actual brand new graphics card. I think I paid the inflated Bitcoin price. I was expecting like 175 euro or something like that. I paid like 220 after tax.
I bought a used 1050 Ti for like $100 like 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
then I bought an RX 580 like 3 years ago that was used. Um, and I bought a computer that had a GTX 750 in it. So those are my primary graphics cards I game on right now. Now, I would be happy to get a 3050.
I heard the 30 RTX 3050 is garbage. That
The
it's not better, like you're not getting any better performance for the price on the graphics card.
Maybe I
God,
got the wrong card. I don't think so though. The 6500 is garbage. The
that's
RT,
the AMD card, right?
yeah, that one is. I won't say it's garbage for someone who doesn't have a graphics card at all. It could be decent. The problem is it doesn't have any encoding on it. The
Ah,
3050 has the same encoder as the 3090. So while it's going to play games about the same as my 580, it's going to encode much, much faster.
yeah,
And my 580, I only play at 1080p. I have no desire to play above 1080p.
yeah. Like for me, I don't have a monitor that supports like 1440 or 8K. I'm just like, I'm good with what I got.
I don't even have a monitor. Everything I play on is TVs.
Well, I understand that I'm going to die again.
Um, so like I have two TVs down here. I have.
What, sweetheart?
Hey, buddy.
Let's pick one. I just eat one, and the other one.
Oh, can you have the last little? Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Which one?
A boy's gonna eat.
No, that's my daughter.
A
That's my
girl's
youngest
got.
daughter.
I couldn't actually see her, so I. At their age, I apologize. At that age, it's hard to tell the voices
Oh.
apart.
Well, she speaks a mixture of German and English. Like she can speak fluent German, like non-stop fluent German, but her English, like, isn't like the best. Like she speaks like what we call as Ganglish, like it's German and English together. But like when she was born, since at the time when she was born, I was not working because I moved to Germany with the mentality of, oh, I can find a job like I can in America, like easy. I go into a place, ask for an application. I'll put in so many applications. Eventually, I'll get a job, like a callback saying, "Hey, come in for an interview." Yeah, I was completely wrong on that. I completely did not expect to be told you need a certificate, you need schooling, and like a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm like, you got to be joking. I'm like, I'm willing to work. You got people here that don't even want to work, but I'm willing to work. So I stayed home for like 6 years, give or take. Like I
Wow.
worked like part time for like temporarily for the city, but that was like through a program with like the like bouts in the next city I live near, and it was to help my German get better, and it did get better. But like with her when she was born, I'm like I'm home, I'm not working, I'm able to actually spend more time with my children because for my first three, I was working like crazy to support us, and so I missed a lot of it. So with her, I was holding her more. I was like playing with her more. I was talking with her in English, and her grandmother's like, "Well, why are you speaking? Why are you speaking English with her? It's You're living here in Germany." I'm like, "Well, why shouldn't I? Like, why should I not speak English with her? It's my mother tongue, and she will grow up learning both languages. So why not speak English with her?" And her grandmother's like, "Well, why are you always carrying her around?" "Because it's my daughter and I want to have bonding time with my daughter." It's and it just got to the point to where like her grandmother made me so mad. I'm just like, you know what? You think you can do it better? Here. So she got to see her grandmother a lot more. But I look in hindsight, that was a mistake on my part because now she's like, oh, a grandma's girl, which her grandma is not really the best person in the world. So that was like, okay. But my other kids like realize this, like grandma is not like the be all best or whatever. We're gonna stay up here with mom and dad. Mom and dad are cooler. Like, yes. Kids think I'm cool for right now.
I mean, one good thing though, I mean, kids learn languages so fast compared to adults.
Oh God. Well, because their brains are still developing. And like for me, I can scrape by with my amazing, awesome crap German. I can scrape by. I do mean scrape by with it and its amazing, awesome crappiness. Like my grammatic for German sucks. And just imagine Yoda speaking. That's exactly how it is broken. Like if you were to translate it from English to German, it would be like Yoda was speaking. And I'm like, this is terrible. My German sucks. But my coworkers understand me. And my oldest three kids, they learned German. Well, my oldest daughter learned German within like 6 months. And my second youngest, she learned German like 7, 8 months. And my son, when we moved here, he was just starting to speak English. And so he learned English and German together. So he's good. He can go from speaking German to speaking English. And it's amusing when their friends are over and I just start speaking to them because I won't speak like German to them at all. I'm like, I'm at home. I'm going to speak English. This is where I'm comfortable. This is where I call home. I'm speaking English. So it's I leave and you hear Was sagst dein Papa? It translates to what did your dad say? So it's really amusing and you hear what they say. But listening to my wife and kids at the dinner table, breakfast table, like speak German, I'm like, I struggle to keep up. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell any of y'all just said. I think y'all said something about like going to the store.
I have never been in that situation. I've never been in a situation where I had to speak anything other than English, with the exception of having some coworkers that they were Hispanic and trying to communicate with them, um, which I know a small amount of Spanish, but well, I mean, I took Spanish in high school. I took Spanish in college. I don't remember most of it now. It was a lot. It was actually easier in high school and college when I was working with more Hispanic people because I heard the language all the time.
Exactly.
But now I work for myself and I don't hear it at all, and I don't remember most of it. But let's get into some topics.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh, you know, for people who don't know, this is a re-record. We had some sound issues last week,
It was
um,
terrible. God awful.
but we've changed it up just a little bit. So some of the topics are the same, some are a little bit different. We're going to start off with the same one we started off last week, and that is PlayStation's new service. PlayStation service that's going to go ahead and eliminate PlayStation Now, and they say eliminate PlayStation Plus, but the new service is also called PlayStation Plus. But they're essentially just combining the two. Um, I take a couple issues with this, and I worry about the future of Sony. Not just from that, but there's been a lot of negative press on Sony lately, from their games just stopping working.
I haven't heard about that.
You haven't, so
No, like is this like the digital copies?
yes, uh,
Obviously the digital.
they're digital copies on several games, um, on older titles. People would go to load their game and it would say it was expired. And
Okay, well, how
not
does a
only was it
digital copy
expired,
expire?
it was expired like 30 years ago, is what it would say.
Oh God.
And while probably a glitch, I haven't looked at the latest update on it, but after a week, PlayStation still had not put anything out about it. which that right there doesn't. That's not a good look.
No, it is not.
Um, so I haven't looked at the latest updates. I'm trying to pull it up now, but yeah, that right there wasn't a good look at all. And there was something else that I can't remember what it was, and it's not overly important, but it was just more negative press for Sony. And the decisions they're making and the press they're getting is not providing a good look for them. For example, even with this new PlayStation Plus thing, the CEO came out and said, I'm going to paraphrase here, but he essentially said, "We this is what we're doing for today, but we may not stick with it. We'll just see if it works, and if it doesn't, we'll change."
Basically, don't get comfortable with something because they're probably going to most likely change it.
And I'm not going to invest my money in something like that. I'm not going to invest my money and say, "Hey, oh man, I got this great game service from PlayStation that I might not have tomorrow."
Exactly.
So, to me, that's negative press. Actually, the CEO's statements were the most negative press out of the whole new rollout for PlayStation Spartacus or the new PlayStation Plus, whatever you want to call it. The CEO's statements were actually the worst thing.
Well, typically they are always the worst thing because they never think about like what the consumer is going to want to hear. It's somebody's either writing it or it's just a spur of the whim kind of thing, and they just say it. But like in the end, like you said, it's like, oh, great, they're coming out with a new service, and you start to get comfortable with it, and say 3 years down the road, or the next console that they bring out, oh, we're going ahead and go and get rid of it again.
Here's another example. Sony is now considering putting ads in games.
No, that's Microsoft.
Microsoft is, so is Sony.
Oh, I didn't see the Sony ad, like the Sony one. I know Microsoft's looking at doing it for the free games, like the games that don't cost you anything. Like, oh God, I can't think of anyone. Like Fortnite.
World
Well,
of Tanks.
yeah, World of Tanks, World of Warships. But yeah, they want to put ads in games, which I can't say it's a bad thing because it's a free to play game. So in a way, you can't be upset that they want to put ads in a free to play game. Now, if they were to put ads in a game that you paid for, that's a different story. That's the line where I say they shouldn't cross, because free to play games, I think they should be able to. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be able to, as a company or somebody that's investing in this game company, like be able to profit from a free to play game. Now, if it's like bombarding your screen with like buy Monster Energy drink or whatever, or however they're going to have it, and it's very distracting, it takes away from the game, then that's a problem. But if it's like your World of the Tanks or whatever, like I've never played it. I've played World of Warships, but like say you drive by like a building, but there's like a kind of a ripped up banner for like a drink or chips or whatever that kind of blends in with the background, to where you see it and you're like, okay, that's okay because it looks like it's intentional, like it was supposed to be part of the design of the game. But if it's just like an ad that pops up every like 30 seconds or every couple minutes, that's no.
I'd be
That's
okay with a loading ad. Like if you load it, you load the game, you have an ad for like 30 seconds, and then you can play the game. Because it's a free to play game, but it is not a free game. Free to play games, you can play them. Some people will play them for free, but they
yeah,
are making money out of them off the microtransactions.
exactly. Well, and not every country allows microtransactions.
Really? That I was
Yeah,
not aware of.
oh God, what is it? It's a country near me. I want to say it's Holland, because like Lost Ark, it's a free to play game,
Right.
but you have a lot of microtransactions that you can buy cosmetics and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like Holland, it was Holland, and there was another one that's like literally a neighbor country to me. They do not allow Lost Ark. You cannot play it at all. It is banned in those countries because of the microtransactions. They consider it um, not really gambling, but it falls under like the gambling like law that they have like for like like how it would be pay to win. It's basically you're buying it to hopefully be able to be a better like player or whatever, hopefully win more games. So in a way, you're kind of gambling on this stuff that will improve your chances of being a better like gamer or whatever. Like Call of Duty, I think they have microtransactions in there where you can buy like chest or whatever. I think Battlefield has done it, but they stopped. But yeah, like Lost Ark is one game that when it came out, like worldwide, like it's been over in South Korea and Asia for I think 3 years, and it just released Europe, well not Europe, but worldwide. And immediately within like the first week of it being released worldwide, Holland and I want to say it's Belgium. I think it's those two. Both said that came out and said that the game is not allowed in our country. We are not allowing anybody to play it. So you can technically play it worldwide, just not in those two countries.
Hmm. Yeah, I was not aware of that at all.
And it's because of the microtransactions. Like because I'm a creator, a content creator for Lost Ark, but like the microtransactions do cover like cosmetics, weapon skins, like vehicle mounts that you might have. Like you can buy a car, you can buy gyms, and a whole bunch of other things that you can use in game. But they went ahead and said no, you're not allowed to do it because of this, because of the microtransactions, and there's no way that the game can get rid of it just for those two countries without affecting everybody else.
That makes sense.
So as for like the ads and games, if it's a load screen, fine. I don't see it being a problem because like they're ads. It's not like saying, "Hey, buy this. It's going to make you a better gamer." It's for a product like an energy. Most likely, it's going to be an energy drink, or like G Fuel
Or another
or
game.
whatever of those, or another game that they might have, a service that they might provide, or just something. It's going to be something that's going to be geared towards like gamers in a way that they're going to be like, I need this. I need to have this. Like how, let's see, I know Mountain Dew has always worked with um, Call of Duty. I think they've done it with Battlefield. Doritos also done it. I know here in Germany, the last Monster Energy drink can I seen was actually working with Apex Legends. They had some of the characters on their energy drink cans. So, and it's like, okay, like for any gamer that sees that, they're like, oh, great, I need to get this because it's like, I've played this game, I need to have it. But like for me, I don't see the whole benefit of having an energy drink like and gaming. I don't see the connection. It's like drink water, drink something that's actually better for you. But that's me. Now, like I said, for ads, it comes down to how they do it is going to be the biggest thing. And if they cross that line of the free to play games are making us more money, now let's do it with the games that people are paying, like for the Xbox Pass or the Sony pass it, like for the games, like for the digital like games where they can get access to all the games. Now, if they start throwing ads in there, I think that's going to be a problem. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm actually looking up articles on this and seeing if I can find if PlayStation ever released a statement um, on these games that were expiring. I cannot find an update anywhere on PlayStation releasing a statement. I mean, I would imagine it's fixed by now, so it would still be in the news. Um, And the last article that I can find is from April 11th. But yeah, people started to load their games. They were expiring. The other negative PR that PlayStation has got lately is their whole network crashed.
Their whole network crashed.
Yeah, people couldn't access the PlayStation Network last Wednesday, which wouldn't be a big deal by itself. But when you add the other, things into it, it starts to not look good.
Yeah, that is true. But
So
it's hard to say like what's going through or going on in the company right now at the current moment in time. I don't really know where the Sony headquarters is located, like that deals with all of this. So if it's like multiple branches,
they did just lay off 90 people in marketing and advertising,
that's not never good.
which is not I'm just looking at all the individual factors right now. I don't think from what I'm seeing, Sony is not doing as well as it should be. It looks like it's struggling a little bit, or at least
Yeah, I can see that.
its PlayStation division is struggling a little bit. I mean, Sony as a whole, they make all sorts of electronics and stuff, and probably the whole company is just fine. But the PlayStation, it looks like it's struggling more than it has in the past.
Well, that's never good. But it comes down to like, for me, my opinion about that is how the company is handling the situation. I know lockdown and COVID has like affected not just like parts of the world, but all across the world. And everybody's dealing with it at different times. So that might be currently what's going on. Like the person or people that might be in charge of, say, keeping the servers up and running, they might have been overwhelmed and had an issue where they couldn't keep up with it.
Well, like I said, that by itself would not be a red flag.
True.
It's a combination of that, the games expiring, and not getting a statement from Sony on these games expiring. It doesn't look good. And then this new program that they've come up with to essentially combat Microsoft looks like it's going to take out, PS Now for PC players, which that's going to actually cut revenue, not make more.
Because that's going to drive more players to go to Microsoft for the Microsoft Pass.
And that's a big issue of mine. Is basically they're cutting things out with this new program. They're not doing day one releases because they say it will affect their vendors, but Microsoft has been able to do it. And Sony has plenty of studios under them. I don't think they should release every day as a game one release or a day one release, but they should have some day one releases in there. And the CEO has said that's not going to happen, essentially.
The day one releases, that's the games that go straight to digital, right?
The day one releases are the games that if you have the PS Plus top package, you could play on day one because it's actually on the service. So an example from like Microsoft, any Bethesda game that comes out is on Microsoft day one.
Okay.
I don't think they can compete with Microsoft without having that. And their pricing model is actually higher than Microsoft.
Well, that's going to be an issue that they're going to have to come up with on fixing like the pricing, because a lot of people, like, you do have your fangirls. I don't care if you're a male, female, whatever in your game, but you got the people that like, oh, I'm a Sony fan. Then you got the people, I'm a Microsoft fan. Then of course you got us PC gamers. I'm a PC gamer, but
I should put that into perspective a little bit more. Their pricing is worse than Microsoft and better than Microsoft. And
Okay.
what I mean by that is if you pay a month at a time, you're going to pay more than you pay for Game Pass. But if you pay a year at a time, you'll pay less.
Well, that's how it should be. Like you should, like if you pay for a year, you should get like a better deal, well, better price, better deal on what you're getting, because you're looking at like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pay for this year up front. So in the I look at, you should get a cut on the end price as opposed to I'm going to just go ahead and pay monthly, and after like say 12 months, you're like, oh shit, I just paid 180 like euro when I could have paid like 140 from the get go. Like I understand like if you can't afford like the full year price at the start, and it makes buying like doing the monthly payment like more beneficial. Hey buddy,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Good.
Hey, buddy.
Ooh, what's this?
It's called Thy Creature.
Probably almost bedtime, huh?
Close to it.
I was just going by what time we ended last time and what time they went to bed.
Well, last time they had school. So
Ah,
like this week it's Easter break. It's
Easter break.
Easter break.
so that
So this week is Easter break, so they don't have school until next Monday.
so is that why you're off all week too?
I took the week off because yes, it's Easter break. Plus, it like helps because my wife had to end up working. She works Tuesday and Wednesday morning, and she works tonight and tomorrow night. So it keeps me here, or I'm able to help them and keep an eye on them.
Daddy,
I
how
gotcha.
did Mom even come to work?
She took the bus
Oh.
because our car is a piece of crap.
Straight honesty right there.
I'm not gonna like lie about it. Like the car is literally a piece of crap. Like I had to go to the store today to pick up some stuff for the house. Like we've been kind of doing some remodel. I put in new hardwood flooring in our living room and new flooring in our kitchen a couple months ago. Like at the beginning of the year, a new door frame for a door going out to the stairs because we have really bad heating here in the house. So I was trying to keep like the heat in our level and keep it warm. And I had to pick up like trim, paint, and some other stuff to finish it off. On the way back, we have a diesel. I hate diesel cars. They're great if you go on long trips. They're great for that because they're great on gas. But for just like putting around town, they're terrible. And on the way back, like our car started smoking. Like I'm like, okay, well that's typical. The car is going to smoke. It's got a like a diesel particulate filter. It's burning off all the emissions, and it didn't stop smoking. Then it stopped. I'm like, okay, and we live on a hill, so the hill I was driving up, it started smoking again, and I had the gas pedal to the floor, and it was in first gear, and it did not want to climb the hill. So my wife, I am a mechanic. My wife comes to me for a lot of like, okay, the car's doing this. What's the problem? I can typically figure it out, but I've never encountered this problem before. So I'm like, I honestly have no idea. And the brand of car we have and the year, it actually has really terrible reviews because of like the motor and some of the parts they did to it, like for the car. So I'm like, I can't tell you if the transmission just went or if it's something dealing with like something else that's affecting the performance of the car. So I'm like, I don't know. She's like, so we need to call the shop. I'm like, yeah, we need to take it to a shop, which
Yeah,
I'm typically against doing because I can fix it, but it's not putting up a code. It's not giving me anything to go off of here. And all the forms I've looked up for this car, it's just
it just
no
has
help.
no power when you're trying to get uphill, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like in first gear, no power. Like it will eventually, like, and I mean eventually, a turtle goes faster. It will get up a hill. Like if it's on a level ground, it drives okay, but going uphill is like nothing.
Sounds like a clogged catalytic converter.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if it is or not because I typically, when I drive it, we have a sport mode on it, and I will hit that button when I drive, and it makes the car go into, you have to hit higher RPMs on that car before it switches gears. So it will stay in a higher RPM on every gear to burn off more of the emissions. So I'm like, I don't know what happened here. So, and I told my wife that I'm like, I can't tell you what's going on because without it throwing up a code, I can't go anywhere. And typically, when the catalytic converter is clogged, it will throw up a code on this car, and it's not even doing that. So I'm just like, I've got nothing. And I feel bad for saying that to my wife. It's just, I have nothing. But that's enough about cars.
Yeah, we're really good at getting off topic.
Yes, we're great at that.
Let's actually go into. I'm looking up something really quick because I was just told that my stream name didn't change again, which doesn't make any sense. But so I'm checking the stream title really quick to make sure it is actually what it is supposed to be.
Okay.
No, it's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know why, Lobo. I don't know why that keeps on showing you Outlast 2. The stream title is showing on Twitch as the correct title. So,
Gabbing While Gaming with Jesters1gamble. Yeah.
but oh, he said that's what my bot sent.
Bad bot. Bad.
I'm gonna have to. I might just shut the bot off because the bot's kind of an idiot. I have two different bots, and one of them is an idiot.
You need to beat it. Beat your bot.
Just kill that bot. But I actually made it so I can share my screen here, or so I can share Google Chrome. So we can just go down this list item by item.
Nice.
He said I need to show that bot who's daddy.
Exactly. Break out the spray bottle like a cat.
But to put into perspective, this list is called the most expensive gaming gadgets and accessories you can buy for geeks in your life.
That sounds about right. I know most of them that's up there.
And the first item on the list is called the Herbert Manufacturer Arcade. Now, it looks pretty cool.
I had to open your Twitch to see this.
It looks like an old school arcade game. It has 520 games in it. When I first saw this, actually, we were talking before we started streaming the podcast. And first time I looked at it, I didn't look at the price. I just looked at the thing, and I'm like, that looks pretty cool. I could get one of those.
It does look pretty cool. It's like old school, like really old school.
Until I looked at the price today at $26,658.
That's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Wow. If you want a thing like this, you can build one. If you have a micro center nearby, they actually sell all the parts. It's like $500 to build a nice old school gaming arcade, and it wouldn't cost that much to build a wooden frame if you wanted a wooden frame. But oh my god, looks like fun. But oh hell no.
Not for that price, man. That's like ridiculous. Like, granted, yes, you get 520 games, and to be honest, it's like, how often are you going to play it? Like, are you going to get your money's worth out of it? Or is it just going to be like one of those things like, hey, like you bring your friends over and it's like, hey, I got like a old school arcade. I can play like 520 games on it. Check it out. Like, granted, yeah, you can play like old school, like, well, depending on like what year game, like you could play old school Street Fighter, not X-Men, Mortal Kombat, stuff like that. But even if you bring in like the newer games and stuff like that, it's like, but you're standing, and I'm sorry, I'm lazy. I like to sit in game, or heck, even lay down in game.
I have a gaming computer in my bedroom. So
I am in my bedroom.
the second item on this list, the HTC Vive Pro 2 VR headset. Um, and it's running $799. That's actually not horrible. I realize you can get a headset, from Facebook for much cheaper.
Well, how much is the Oculus Rift? Isn't that what that is? The Oculus Rift?
Yeah, it's yeah, I believe so. Let's see. Make sure I don't accidentally close Chrome this time. Let's see. Let's just Google VR headsets. And actually, it's all showing up on my screen what I'm doing right now. Yeah, the Oculus Rift is the one that, and it's not. I didn't think it was called the Oculus Rift anymore, though.
It's like the Oculus Rift 2 or something like that.
Yeah, the Oculus Quest, but I think
There.
now it's technically called the Meta Quest.
Oh. Well, why would it
It
be the
is
Meta Quest?
because Facebook is changing their name to Meta, and Facebook bought Oculus.
Oh,
So
see, I
now
did.
it
I
is
missed that.
now it is the Meta Quest. So you can get the Meta Quest 2 for $299, much cheaper than the Vive Pro 2. Now, here's the thing. You are paying for it in some way or another. A VR headset costs more than $299 to produce. The way you're paying for it is your data.
Really?
It's Facebook, man.
Yeah, that is true.
If you're getting and I'm not against it, honestly. I mean, you look at how many accounts I have, you look at my Twitter, you look at how much data I have out that I have put out on the web and allowed people to have myself for my website and everything else. I don't care if they buy my data.
Okay, I can kind of see that and understand it.
I mean, you can get my full name, my full address, anything you want online. Probably what I bought that day too, because I probably put it on Twitter.
Probably.
But not everybody wants all their data shared. So that is the thing to be aware of. If you are buying the Meta Quest, it's owned by Facebook, and you are paying for it with your data. If you don't want to do that, you're going to be paying more money, and $799 is not actually an unreasonable price for a VR headset.
No, well, what is it? I sent you a link to one of the gadgets. I'm not sure if it's on the list. It deals with VR.
That one I don't see. I see the Xbox game one, the bed, and the Tech Gadget Flow, which is the most expensive gaming gadgets, which is what I'm on right now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. Good. Continue. We'll talk.
Okay, we'll just go to the next item on the list. Okay. I can't even pronounce this, but it's a gaming desk. And their statement pieces, they have glass top panels, and they show off Intertech. Which I thought this was actually kind of cool because I know people. I even think Linus Tech Tips did a video where they built a computer inside a desk.
Yeah, that's the Leanne Lee desk. I've seen
how you
that. I
pronounce
actually
it?
want. Yeah, that's Leanne Lee. They make some really great cases.
The price is to be announced, so it may not actually be the most expensive.
That's actually a remodel, not a remodel, but a newer version of that desk. They've had like I want to say 2 or 3 models before this one.
So is the
And
computer inside the desk? Because that's what it
no,
looks like.
what you're buying, yeah, the computer is underneath the glass.
Okay.
But what you're buying is the desk itself. It goes up and down. It has height adjustment. You don't get none of the components for it. So basically you're paying just for the desk alone. And I think the last price I seen for it for me was like pushing close to 2,000 euro. So you're looking at a lot of money. Like granted, you're
$2,400, I think that is in USD.
give or take. But like the whole thing with this is like you have the height adjustment, so you can game and stand. If you're tired of sitting, you can raise it up, you can lower it. I don't know what this one exactly is offering in difference, like what's new, but like the wood feature looks different because one I seen before was basically all black.
So here's what I would probably do, because I would not pay $2,400 for this thing, even though it looks cool. I would buy a desk that has height adjustment, that has a drawer in it, preferably a full length drawer, and then I would utilize that to build a computer inside, and I would pull the top off and replace it with a glass top.
Like for me, I wouldn't go glass top. Like, granted, yes, the glass would look awesome or whatever. I would be too worried I'd break that. So I would go with like a nice half-inch or a quarter-inch thick sheet of plexiglass on top
I mean,
and
that
have the
would work
edges like,
too.
well, then you don't got to worry about it breaking. Well, it will break if you like
If you hit it
really,
hard enough, but
yeah.
Hit it.
you,
But yeah, like I was saying about the VR, one of the things that I was saying about it's a VR treadmill, and one's called the Cat
okay,
VR.
that is on the list.
Really? Okay, go ahead, continue. We'll
I
make our way to it.
I think the Virtrox Omni One VR treadmill.
That is the other one. Yes, that is the one that I'm looking at that I would love to get my hands on. But there's also another company making one. It's called the Cat VR. Um, Walk C, like home VR treadmill. It's not. It looks similar, but like out of the two, I would have to go with the one you have on your list because you can actually you're able to get the VR headset and the treadmill like in two separate packages. You can just get the treadmill itself or just the headset. But they like kind of push it to you like if you're going to get the headset, might as well like it's kind of only compatible with the treadmill. So it's like
Gotcha.
that kind of thing. But yeah, that looks awesome. I'm like, I want it. I want it so bad.
I think it would be really cool to have. It
I
doesn't
want
have a price on here. It says TBA.
Yeah, it's if it's going anything by the I want to say the Cat VR one. Let me open up that website. But I want to say that one is pushing close to like 1,500 to 2,500.
That's more than like
No,
3 of my computers combined.
1,499 is the price that it is currently going for the Cat Walk C personal VR treadmill, but it's currently on sale for $1,399. So you can save literally $100. But you also like you have to have dedicated shoes for the Catwalk C one. Like there is a certain kind of shoe that you actually have to buy with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's one of those things I will wait till it comes down in price and becomes a standard because that, you know, one, I'm poor. I'm a broke ass, but
Exactly.
that's why I'm dirt cheap gaming because I don't like to spend money.
Well, I give these two companies like major props for going for something where I know every one of us that saw Ready Player One, how it was VR, the omnidirectional treadmill that they had in there, and we're like, dude, that's freaking awesome. Granted, yes, that's awesome. They're in the beginning stages of what hopefully will push VR like farther like to a lot more gamers. Like me personally, I know if I get VR, I will never see the light of day again.
I mean, that's one thing. I mean, the Meta Quest has pushed a lot more people into VR gaming because of the price. The entry price has become so low.
Yeah.
Um, if it wasn't for Facebook buying Oculus and then dropping the price like they did, most likely, VR wouldn't be where it's at right now. So that's the one good thing Facebook ever did for anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 4 on the list I want to talk about here. The Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 gaming monitor wraps around your giftiest field of view for a total immersive gaming experience. So what we have is a curved gaming monitor,
Yep.
49
I've
inches,
I've
30.
been wanting one of those.
But this curved gaming monitor for $2,000, why wouldn't you use? I mean, I'm sure it has a higher refresh rate than a TV. Maybe not. Actually, TVs are getting better and better as gaming monitors as we progress.
Very true.
But why not get a curved TV for $700?
Oh God. I'll actually look. The funny thing is, I looked this up. Like, what is better, like for a curved monitor or a curved TV? When I was looking for a new top monitor for my setup,
It's normally
and
refresh rate.
yeah, like it comes down to refresh rate. But like for me, I went with the Samsung Smart. I want to say it's a smart TV. Well, it's not labeled as a TV; it's a monitor. It's a Samsung Smart monitor. Like I can connect my freaking cell phone to it. I can connect my computer to it without like actually a cable and everything. I like for me, I can watch Netflix and Amazon at the touch of a button on the monitor without ever having to turn my computer on. And I think mine was like I got it on sale. It was like 300, like right around, no, it was 229 euros what I paid for. And I love it. Honestly, I do. It has actually really great sound quality for being labeled as a monitor, which is another thing that as like a gamer, most of us want is like it has to have decent speakers.
Some of us, most of us use headphones now.
Well, I use headphones every like if my wife's like watching Netflix or Amazon and I want to like game, I'll just turn like have the top monitor on and I'll have like my game going through my headset where I don't disturb her. And yes, that destroys my gaming ability because I just constantly looking up at, ooh, what you watching?
Yeah, I mean, I primarily use headset now, or I'm gaming through a TV. So, I have the TV sound, but my wife, she only uses headset and has only used headset since I've known her.
But like for me, like it depends on the game. Like if I'm playing Apex Legends, like any kind of battle royale game, I will use a headset. Just because like for me, I have the Turtle Beach P11 Ear Force headset just so I can hear if somebody's walking up behind me. That's the only time I really use a headset when I'm gaming.
But here's the thing, I could spend $2,000 on this 49-inch curved, all immersive gaming headset or gaming monitor,
On it, yeah.
or I could spend $497 on a 55-inch curved gaming TV and probably have a similar experience.
Probably you might even have a better experience.
So I mean, when I'm looking at a $2,000
Apparently, I can't take the
monitor,
bunny with me.
when I'm looking at a $2,000 monitor, it's too much.
Well, there's people. You got to look the prices and everything that are labeled. There are people out there that will buy these.
Well, I mean, honestly, you slap gaming on anything, there's somebody that's going to buy it.
Very true.
There are keyboards that should be $20 keyboards that sell for $50 because they slap the word gaming on there.
Yeah, well, that's the same with like chairs. Yes, YouTubers. I have to agree. Yes, YouTubers.
YouTubers.
But like,
YouTubers can afford it.
I make YouTube content, and yeah, I can't afford it.
Me either. This is YouTube content, and I can't afford it. talking about ridiculously overpriced, let's talk about the $300 controller.
Is it like real gold? Like, come on, I need to know. Like, is it like gold spray paint?
It's a 24 karat gold finish.
So it's gold plated.
Basically, yep. You can have a controller with a 24 karat gold finish for the very low price of $299.
I will pass. Shit, it's 12 a.m.
Good night, Lobo.
Night, man.
I'm sure I'll probably see you in the morning for you and nighttime for me.
Why
A lot of times he shows up in my stream and it's like 4 a.m. and he's from India. It's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
in India.
Yeah. It's getting late. Like for me, it's 8:13 right now.
Yeah, for me it's like 1.
Oh, be quiet. But see, like when it's like 6 a.m. for me, like it's like 5. You take 5 or 6 for you.
So in other fun things though, there's also this gaming bed. You know,
Oh, right there.
You can wake up. You know, it's a lot like a hospital bed where it goes up and down and stuff. You can wake up, and it attaches to the other accessories from this company, so you can have a desk right there. Wake up, go straight on your desk, start playing.
In the comfort of YouTubing or Twitch streaming 24/7.
I would say it's craziness, but I actually thought of a use for this.
Well, I can see if you're like bed bound or whatever, or
Studio apartment.
Yeah, studio apartment. Especially if you live in Japan, I can see that being beneficial.
Yeah, and this bed actually isn't super expensive for a bed. Because I looked it up. It has the pricing in here. I think it was like $450 for the bed. Not include $480 for the bed, not including the mattress.
Okay.
$670 with the mattress.
There you go. There's the pricing.
That's actually not that bad for a bed. It does say it's not very comfortable though.
I wouldn't expect it to be comfortable.
But can you imagine waking up and going straight to gaming? Like you don't even get out of bed, you just sit the bed up, game. I couldn't imagine doing that. That's too much for me. And my whole life revolves around gaming. I have a website revolved around gaming, a podcast revolved around gaming. I stream. Everything except when I go to work is revolved around gaming, and this actually is too much for me.
I think it's neat, but like as like somebody that's married and it's
I don't think you and your wife are both fitting in the bed.
No. It's not hell, it's something I wouldn't even buy.
It doesn't even look as big as a twin bed from the picture. I mean, it might be, but I'm pretty sure it's not even quite a twin bed.
It might be a twin bed. That's about it.
So, but it's kind of fun. If anybody just wants to get up out of bed, you can look at this this gaming bed where you can just wake up and you're straight to gaming.
Exactly. But that I can't see a use for that besides if you're a Twitch streamer that streams for like 8-10 hours a day and you're like, I'm just going to start the moment I wake up.
And that's kind of the use. I mean, for somebody maybe who's like a hardcore streamer, somebody who has a nice streaming budget, people who are running these 4 and 5 day marathons and sleep on stream.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which, if that's your full-time job and that's your life, I could actually see a use for it. This is not as outrageously priced as I thought it would be when you sent me the link.
I actually expected to be like pushing close to like $1,000 or whatever. Can you see if she'll go outside, buddy?
Want to go outside? Want to go outside?
Nope. But yeah, I was actually really surprised that it wasn't so like as expensive
This looks
as they had it
cool.
like listed. Well, not as they had it listed. I expected like pushing like 1,500 like bucks, but that's like for the bed. Now, like it's just a bed. You don't get the rest of the setup, but like to get the entire setup, like how much are you looking at that point?
Right. I mean, once you get the whole setup, you're probably talking about thousands upon thousands. And like I said, it could be useful for somebody that has a studio apartment. They just love gaming.
Exactly. Like
Or,
the desk that was in the picture and I guess the clothes rack that was off to the side,
yeah.
that looked pretty interesting. That like I can see that being beneficial.
So, and they sell the desk separately too if you just want the desk.
That's good.
It's all separate parts that can be melded together.
Well, that's really good that they have it broken up into like different parts.
But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see a Twitch streamer. You know, oh my God, I can't. I'm having a blackout right now. Who is the Twitch streamer? I mentioned him last week. He was like #1 Twitch streamer. Why can I Ludwig?
Yeah, Ludwig.
Someone like Ludwig who was on stream for 30 days straight could be beneficial. Really could.
Could be.
Um, but for the most part, probably not.
For the average day person, no, I don't see it being useful or beneficial.
So,
Unless you're like a person that just doesn't like leaving your apartment.
right. And I know you got to get your kids to bed. Let's just run through the last topic
Right?
real quick. My problems with Twitch. The things that I see, the things that I really disagree with Twitch on. Granted, we're on Twitch right now. Watch my
Yep.
stream
Hi,
will just
Twitch.
stop. Stream just stops. I also don't know what happened. But I have three main contentions with Twitch. The first being that they don't allow multi-streamings for their affiliates or their partners. I understand with their partners. I understand
Yeah.
why they're doing it with their affiliates. I don't agree with it. Because there's no other, Facebook gaming, YouTube, Trovo, all of those you can multi-stream, even if you're the equivalent of a Twitch affiliate. Twitch is the only one who is limiting the multi-streaming, and for small streamers, that's a useful thing.
Well, yeah, for multi-streaming, that's good for like small streamers because they can branch out and get more exposure. But like you said, like I can understand with Twitch partners because you've put in the time to get to be a Twitch partner. Like me, I'm only Twitch affiliate, and it's hard to grow as like a small streamer. Like I've been told by one streamer that I rated yesterday morning that he's like, "You are not a small streamer. There's no such thing as a small streamer. You're an up and coming streamer," which I actually had to agree with him. I'm like, okay, that changes like your perspective. You're like, "Oh, I'm small. I'll never be seen."
I like that.
But
Up and coming streamer.
yeah, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's like awesome. That's good. It's a good way to look at it because then you're not limiting yourself in a mindset to where you'll never grow. You just got to look at it. You're up and coming. I look at it as like climbing a ladder. It's the same thing with like YouTube. When you're starting out, you're not going to really be noticed, but if you keep plugging away, plugging away, plugging away, you will.
6 months, a year, and that's here's the thing about Twitch, YouTube, any of that. A lot of people will go into it with the wrong mindset. They go into it with the mindset of, man, I'm just going to use Twitch for an example right now. Man, I'm going to stream. I'm going to make money.
Exactly. Well, that's
Yeah.
like where a lot of people make the mistake is that they go into it thinking, "Oh, I'm going to just make money and I can just do this, do that." And
It's a
I got
long
to
game.
it is a long game. And that's where a lot of like small streamers or new streamers like fail and they will just stop because they're not oh, I have no views, I nobody's watching, or it's it's not fun, it's boring, or just whatever. Like when I started streaming on Twitch, I went from YouTube and started streaming on Twitch, just because like for me, I'm like I love playing games. I want to share my experience as I'm gaming with anybody that wants to watch, and I'm like if I can make money along the way, cool.
Yeah, if you're going to be a
And
streamer, your first priority needs to be you love streaming.
exactly, like for me, like there's days like for me where it's just like I don't want to stream. And it's like, okay, it is work. Like that's where a lot of people make the mistake. Oh, it's going to be fun and games. Yeah, it's going to be games, all right, but it might not necessarily be fun because you got to think if you're sitting there playing for 6, 8 hours a day, that is work. You have to be entertaining. You have to keep talking. Basically, you have to be talking. You can't have any dead air. And if that's the case, you're kind of out of luck.
Well, most successful streamers, they spend just as much time planning as they do streaming. So
Exactly.
if they're streaming for 4 hours, they're going to be planning for 3 or 4 hours too. They're going to be going over some jokes they want to tell. I mean, it's not going to be like a script, but it's going to be an outline
Exactly.
of what they want to do on stream, and that's how they grow. That's how they're entertaining. Is kind of like reality TV. Reality TV, things are going to happen that aren't planned, that aren't scripted, but there is an outline of what's going to happen.
Exactly. That is the truth.
There are no surprises in reality TV. Don't think there are.
No, they have like that rough outline of how it should go, but it's not necessarily meaning it will go that way.
You know. But yeah, my second contention with Twitch is, and we discussed this last week. I'm going to explain it for people who don't understand what it is, but they don't do encoding for all streamers. Now, what encoding is, when you watch a stream, like I watch streams on my cell phone, if you don't have encoding, it's going to be at the original resolution. So, say somebody's streaming at 1080p, you can only watch it at 1080p, which takes up a decent amount of bandwidth. So, me who watches TV on my phone a lot or watches Twitch on my phone a lot, if somebody doesn't have encoding and I'm on a cell phone signal, I can't really watch them because I don't have my data won't flow fast enough. So if they have encoding on, I can turn that down to like 320p or 160p, and I can watch it without stutters and have a pretty good experience. YouTube does that automatically. Trovo does it automatically. Facebook Gaming does it automatically. Everybody has streaming. Twitch says, well, streaming takes up a good amount of hardware, which is a true statement.
Yeah.
So we're not going to provide it for everyone. What we're going to do is we're going to give partners first priority, affiliates second priority, and if you're not an affiliate, your third priority. But even
Exactly.
a lot of affiliates, I'll go to watch them. They don't have streaming on their stream that day. It's just the lottery who gets the encoding. I think Twitch being the size company that having the size company that backs them needs to have encoding on all streams.
I would agree.
I mean, my opinion is not going to change anything. It's still, going to be an encoding lottery. But that's hurting the streamers. And, I think if the streamers are growing Twitch, Twitch should help grow the streamers. And that's one way they can do it that people may not see, but it's definitely something that would help people grow. And my third contention with Twitch, Ludwig was their biggest streamer last year. He set records. He set a record for the most subs in a 30-day period during his 30-day stream. And they erased him from the Twitch recap because he had signed with YouTube. I don't think that's right. I think that, one, by treating him that way, he may never go back to Twitch again. He's going to remember that.
Exactly. Like I agree because that like brings in the whole thing that I grew up learning like when it comes to jobs. Like don't burn the bridges that you cross. You may need to cross them again. So, like with Twitch, they just basically soaked that bridge between him and them in freaking gasoline and lit it on fire.
Right, and that also shows other content creators how much Twitch cares about what you're doing for them.
Exactly. And like for me, it makes me want to like start looking for like, granted, I'm never going to be as big as Ludwig, and I don't honestly want to be. I'm happy being just like an average streamer. I don't want to be like in the heights of what is it, Shroud, Ninja, or and all the what is it, forget her name,
Pokimane.
Pokemon. I like all them. I don't want to be like their level of like famous. I'm happy being your average go lucky little streamer here, and like at that.
I think Ninja is the only one in the level of fame of Ninja. Like if you go in tiers, there's not very many tier 1 streamers. Ludwig, Pokimane, all of them, they're still in tier 2.
Sana puts him better.
Um, but yeah, I think that is Twitch showing people how much they don't care about their streamers.
Exactly.
And it's not a good, once again, like kind of like with PlayStation. It's just not a good look, man.
Honestly, it's not a good look because it makes people like streamers and consumers look at like, okay, they're just after money at that point. And like for Twitch, the longer like they can keep like viewers and streamers on their platform, they're going to constantly make more money on ad revenue, on bits being bought, um payouts being issued. I know Twitch gets so much from like the payouts as well. And it's just like they're looking at, we need to keep you here because you're making us money.
Right.
Because like I forget what it was. Hold on here. Let me go up
I mean,
to
you can keep somebody. It's easier to keep somebody, and I've learned this from being in management. It's much easier to keep somebody because they like you and they feel appreciated than it is through aggression.
exactly.
That's where a lot of managers, make their mistake too.
It is. Honestly, it is. Like if you want to keep somebody, you need, it's a give and take. You need to give a little bit and take a little bit. Like they could have honestly handled the situation way differently and would have benefited both parties.
Yeah.
Like he might have wanted to go to YouTube for a little while if they would have never burnt the bridge between him and them. Like say in a year or two that when his contract's up with YouTube, he wants to come back to Twitch. They could have worked something out to where like it would have been beneficial to both parties.
Right, but Twitch
You
has
can go
kind of
upstairs.
shown. Twitch has kind of shown it is not willing to work with people.
Even if you do bring them in a good chunk of money, they don't care.
Except in Australia. Apparently Australian Twitch is amazing.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah, every country is different. They have different Twitch teams that run every country and manage every country. And apparently Australia is just amazing at helping their creators, making them feel appreciated. Um, Completely different than the United States or Europe.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things I've learned recently. And last but not least, the game that we've been playing. I haven't because I keep sharing my screen, but
The one I've been playing.
the game you've been playing, Thy Creature. Last week we did a review of it. Unfortunately, that's never going to Spotify. So,
Sorry.
it was just a poor audio circumstance. But I want to make sure that the developer was really nice. They sent me a key. I bought 2 more keys. I gave one away last week. I want to make sure they get the credit they deserve, especially since I like the game. I I haven't played it as much as I want to. Eventually, I will stream it. But from what I've seen, it has a good story. It has amazing music, absolutely amazing music.
The music is wonderful. I actually have to have it turned off so I can hear you clearly because even at the lowest setting, it is really loud.
Man, if somebody is watching this, they should have clipped that. I just hit myself in the face with a piece of I was like playing with this metal thing. I squeezed it, just popped off, hit me in the face. The look on my face had to be priceless. Yeah, the music is amazing. It's a good story. It has really cool art to it. Um, I mean, I've enjoyed what I've played so far. I look forward to completing it. I'm wondering if I can actually complete the whole game in one stream. Because I am going to complete it and do a full review, but it's a good game.
It is a good game. And something I like about it is how like you've got the dark colors, the blacks, the whites, the grays, but they throw in the little touches of like reds, like a dark blue, yellows, like here or there. So it's not overpowering. And it is I've I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Well, and I like the combat system too. It was the combat system which is relatively simple. I mean, you dodge attacks and you collect these little crystals. Um,
Yeah.
but it's so much
Well,
more challenging than you think it would be, and it reminds me of old school arcade play.
it reminds me of some like old school Game Boy games, like Zelda, like being one coming to mind. But I suck at the combat, like the challenges, not the challenges, but the boss challenges here. I think I would die at least 5 to 25 times each go because I just run around trying to avoid it, and I'm terrible at it.
But I mean, it's a fun game. It is highly enjoyable. I look forward to playing. I want to play. I think their Phantom of the Opera game. I want to play. And you said Jekyll and Hyde last week.
Yeah, I want
Another game
to
to have.
take a look at the Jekyll and Hyde.
So my only contention, my only problem right now with Thy Creature is it doesn't have controller support, which it is in early access. Their other games have controller support, so I expect that will eventually come.
Hopefully, it will.
And
Like it is
actually,
yeah.
for an early access game, it doesn't have that many bugs.
I haven't actually encountered any bugs.
No, no. From what I played, which is about an hour, I haven't had any crashes, any bugs. I apologize that I interrupted you there. I didn't
Oh, it's
mean to.
okay. No, I was just gonna say it is very entertaining. Like here's my example. Like it's very dark. You've got the blacks, the whites, the grays, but like the little bows on the teddy bears are yellow. The candlelight is giving off just that little bit of yellow to like break it up here and there.
Yeah,
And I was trying to say like it has like the same style graphics for me. It was Darkest Dungeon is the game that I referred to it as before. That's from the company Red Hook.
which I'm gonna
Like it
probably
ha-
look into that one too, because I mean I like this. So
like Darkest Dungeon is it's hard to explain. You actually have to see somebody play it or have actually played it. You check out some YouTube videos on it. It is really interesting.
I mean I always like it when I hear about games that I haven't heard about before, simply because I own so many. It's overwhelming.
Yeah. I don't think I own nearly as many as you.
I mean I was looking just at Epic, which Epic Game Store is the game store I use the least, and I own 162 games on Epic right now.
Oh God. I own I want to say I own probably like 15, 20 games on Epic, but it's just been like free games that I've only ever gotten from Epic. Well, I can't say only from Epic because I did get Tiny Tina's Wonderland from Epic Games.
Is Darkest Dungeon an online game?
I am not sure. That is a good question.
Oh, because I looked it up and it's actually darkestdungeon.com, and it looks like it's like, okay, here we go. DLC trailer buy now. No, it's not. It's just the website kind of made it feel like it was.
Okay.
I figured it out now. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. But I think that wraps us up for today.
Awesome, man.
I appreciate you being on. You should go get your kids to bed.
Yeah, I
And,
need to.
And we should have good quality audio this time. So hopefully we have a nice little Spotify episode going up.
Hopefully. Hoping for good audio.
So you have a good night. And,
All right, man. You too.
I'll go ahead and shut this down. Have a good day, everybody.
Take care, everyone.